All right, if you brought your feelings, now is the time. Yep. Buckle up. This song is called The Reason Why I Thought I'd Die. All right, buckle up. Here we go. Pay attention. I was not prepared for this. Just in case you didn't catch it, this isn't about the music and the vocals. It's about the lyrics. Pay attention. Read. Wait, hold on. Wow. Did you bring your feelings? Wow. Wow. Okay. I'm going to try my best to give just the slightest bit of my own thoughts to this song and video, despite the fact that this is Fireball Friday. Safi put a comment that said, I don't remember the name of the condition, but Mika had a condition where she could not hear outside sounds, which is why she is stomping and touching the speakers. She was only able to hear the echo of her own voice and was forced to take a break from singing to recover. She took a 2-year break from music and returned with her 7th album. Wow. Ooh. So as I said in the video, this to me, in my opinion, is more about the lyrics than anything. The vocals are fine. The video is the video. It's a live performance, but it's the lyrics and it's her presentation of the lyrics that make this a mind blown emoji. Okay. Wow. There's so many levels to this. I'll be honest with you. I kind of wish I didn't have half a bottle of Fireball in me so I could say things, but I'm going to do my best. Okay. And I'm going to do my best to say these things as articulately as possible. I'm going to push through because I'm a Marine. It's a 6-minute song, 6-minute performance. Where is it? Oh, it's so good. There are several points in this song where she says exactly the same. There was a time when I thought about dying. Over and over and over again. Because some kid wouldn't stop staring at me. And each time she says it, she gives a different reason why she thought about dying. I don't know if there's necessarily an escalation to this, but I think it's an important point. There was a time when I thought about dying. Here was the reason. And it's usually kind of minor, right? But it gradually continues gets a little stronger, like in some way. I don't remember if it's literally like a ramp, but it is repetitive for a specific reason. Yeah, mundane. That's the word I was looking for. Thank you. It is a compiling of reasons. Dex is right. So, like, is it really the kids staring at you? No. But that is the straw that breaks the camel's back that makes you go, I'm tired of life. Is it really that kid and the kid's opinion of you? No. Or what you think is the kid's opinion of you? No. It's the culmination. The straw that breaks the camel's back. This line here. I get down on my knees on top of my bed so that I could apologize to myself. The way that she presents some of these lyrics, I mean, I could be wrong here. If this is not her song, it needs to be. Because of the way she presents this, it feels like these are either her lyrics or her experience, and she is presenting that on a platter for the world. And I say that from a relatively, I don't want to say similar experience, but an experience where I understand what it's like to write a song that explains something you've gone through, and then when you put that out into the world, you have no choice but to like relive these things, and it hits you every single time. So I understand this. I think it's interesting that she presents this with, like Rondo says, these very mundane things, these very mundane ways that are like this little thing that shouldn't matter happens, and I want to end my life. That is literally the definition of spectrum from start to finish. That's wild. But like Dex says, it's kind of a culmination. But I think the fact, like, regardless of what the lyrics say, we push all that aside and we see the fact that she's here, she's singing it, she's passionate about it, she still feels those feelings. It's still, this performance feels like a trophy, a medal in a way that says, but I made it. I got through all that. And if you can relate to this in any way, shape, or form, you kind of sport that same medal, that same trophy. There was a time when I was like, you know what? I think I'm done. Been there. But you got through it. Maybe you experienced that again, but you got through it. And here you are. You got through it. This was not the direction that I thought this stream would go. Bro. Finding a reason to continue despite that. Yep. Been there, done that, still here. Yeah. The translation should say, to apologize to myself on that day. Okay. I think the point still gets across. I think that's good. Yeah. Yeah, Dex, I'll tell you, buddy, you know, with what you're saying in chat, I think you'd be hard pressed to find people that have not been in that position. I think a lot of us have experienced that in at least one way, shape, or form. But yet here I am, here you are, here's all these people that have experienced that, and here we are, and still do. Yeah, absolutely. I don't want to say it's necessarily possibly part of the human experience, but yeah, it is what it is. You know what I mean? What I thought was interesting about this is when she says this line, this was the first thought I had. Over and over again, she says, there was a time when I thought about dying. That line in and of itself, just like the movie last night, so many things that you tend to not say out loud because you're afraid of what the consequences will be of you saying that thing. Saying, there was a time when I thought about dying, to other people is like, ooh, not something we tend to say, right? So when she says it, that's the first thing I think of. It's like she's saying it over and over again because it's important that she says it. How many times have we started a conversation, whether it's about this or something else that's a difficult conversation, and we're either afraid to start the conversation at all, or we start the conversation and everybody else that we're talking to is so uncomfortable that they shut the conversation down. And we're kind of left there going, well, now what? Now what do I do? I took the step to say something and nobody responded. Now what do I do? Right? It's a tricky spot to be in. It takes everything vulnerable and weak inside to take that brave step to let it all out. Absolutely. Dex, and here's also the harsh reality of that I think a lot of people either forget or don't think about, or they're too uncomfortable to continue kind of past that line. And that's that, just like that goofy ass movie we watched last night, you kind of have to grind through the discomfort to get to the point that makes it all worth it. Period. That, I think, is also part of the human experience. You have to get through all of the emotions. If you want to get to happy, you got to kind of trudge through sad sometimes. If you want to get to joy, you got to trudge through depression sometimes. Life isn't really like, oh, it's great and it's always perfect and oh, it's super. Bullshit. It doesn't work that way. That's not really how life looks. It's not. And I think if we have the expectation to think that that's what it is, we're setting ourselves up for failure. Yeah, life is a freaking roller coaster. It's great and it sucks, and it's great and it sucks. And sometimes you're going for so long, you're like, oh my God, this sucks. When is it going to be fun again? It's coming. It's coming. You gotta believe it's coming. You gotta trust that. And everybody here that you see talking in chat is proof of that. Because we've all been through it. I can't say all of us, but a lot of us have been through it. And we understand. And it's also something that maybe the reality is that never really goes away. You know? And accepting that fact is also part of the process. Life is crazy. Yeah.